What is up, family? What is going on, y'all? I know it has been a little minute since I have gotten on here and posted. And I have just been like super busy like this past month. This month in September, I signed both of my girls up for soccer, and I signed them up for soccer and had to then commit to 2 sets of practices and 2 sets of games. And that just definitely, like, other than working, going to school, and going to all of these soccer practices and games, I have been whooped. So I'm back. Y'all miss me. I know you did. So, anywho, today's video, I'm gonna get to y'all a little bit about another job that I had in the past. Y'all wanna guess what it is? Okay, I ain't gonna make y'all guess. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all. Target distribution. Don't you just love distribution centers? Okay, so I'm gonna get into it with y'all about this particular job that I had. And it was a few years ago that I had it, but I feel like I could still share my experience that I had with this job, because it might help somebody, or it might help somebody to prepare for the job if you are going to work at Target. So I applied for Target distribution one day. I saw a job posting. I can't remember where I saw it at, but I saw it, and so I was like, oh, let me go on here, let me go apply, because they make good money at distribution centers. And you know, really and truly, to if you don't really have like a college background or anything extra, you know, warehouse working will definitely bring you in some income. So I applied to Target distribution after seeing an ad posted saying that they were hiring, and it was around like the holiday time, so it was like seasonal. So I applied for it, and of course, I got a call back one day, and it was random because it was on a Sunday when they called, and when they called, the call was restricted. So I was like, well, who would be calling me with their number not showing on a Sunday? But I answered the phone because you just never know. I answered the phone, and it was a person, I guess somebody from HR calling from Target. And they was like, you know, hey, we got your application. Would you be interested in doing an interview? And so, of course, yes, I was very interested. So I went to the first interview, and the first interview it wasn't long. They just asked me some questions about working on a team, and had I ever been at work and in a conflict, and how did I handle that. They asked questions like that. So after that interview, I felt really good about it. I got another call back, and to do a second interview. In the second interview, what I did was I filled out some papers, and it was papers saying that well, first they were asking me if I wanted to accept a job. They offered me a job, so of course I accepted. Who wouldn't accept the job? So I accepted the job, and then I was offered the job, but pending the physical that you had to take, and you took it there with them, and the drug test and your background. But the paper that I filled out that day it gave you like 3 options, if I remember correctly. It was 3 options, and it was like for the shift that you wanted to work on, which was the Tuesday through Friday, And I think it was like 4-8. So the paper was asking if I wanted to work. I'm sorry, you guys. My kids are in there. I don't know what they got going on. But the paper was saying, which did you prefer? And you had to list your first preference, and then your second preference, and your third preference of the shift that you wanted to work. One was like I said, it was Tuesday through Friday. Maybe 4 p.m. My bad, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then the other one was, I can't remember if it was the other way around for the morning shift to day shift, and you get off around, I don't even remember. So let me not even try to remember to tell you guys, because I don't want to tell you wrong. And then they had the weekend, which was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and you would work for 6 to 6. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which was 6A to 6P, or 6P to 6A. What in the world? Okay, that was weird. What in the world? So I put my preferences on there, and of course, my last preference was the weekend shift from 6P to 6A, because I mean, who wants to be at work every weekend during the nighttime? Like, who wants to do that? I mean, hey, listen, I ain't knocking it, because if that's what they offered me, then I was gonna take it anyway, and just so happens that is what they offered me. But before I even got the job, I had to do the physical. I can't remember if I did the physical that day or if I came back, but I remember when I did the physical, I went into a room with a nurse, and she asked me some questions about my health. And the questions, I really don't remember the questions, but you know, of course, it's along the lines of, you know, do you take any medications? Do you have like a family history of da 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 da? And it was just stuff like that. So she asked me questions. I probably got on the scale, and maybe she took my blood pressure and all of that other good stuff. And then it was time to do the drug test. And in the room that we were in, it was like a stall in there. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like a bathroom with a solid door that's like from top to bottom. It was a door that's like a stall door that you can like look under and see that person's feet. You know, just throwing that out there for reasons. So yeah, I'm just throwing that out there for y'all who want to know. So I went in there and I did the drug test. Of course, I could not flush the toilet, and yeah, I was to urinate in the cup that she, Miley, please. I was to urinate in the cup that she gave me, and I can't remember if I was to sit it down in there or if I was supposed to bring it out to her, but I just remember she said not to flush the toilet, and she would dispose of the urine. So apparently I passed the drug test, which I already knew I would, because yeah, I just knew. So after that, she took me into a room where we had to do the physical fitness test, and let me tell you, it was like I had like a whole gym workout. Like, that lady worked me when we went in there. So the first thing I think that she did, I don't know if she checked my heart rate before, but I know that after I did the first thing, she checked my heart rate, and the first thing she had me do was step up and down onto a box. And what it was I had to step up and down for like a minute to the tempo that she had going. It was like do 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 do, and you had to do that for a minute. So you stepped up and down on the box. You did that, and then tell them hi, baby. Thank you. What do you want for them to do?
Subscribe and give a comment down below.
Yes, that's right.
If you want to get a hug.
Oh, that's right. All right, so after I finished that, and she checked my heart rate, she turned on another tempo that I was supposed to step up and down to off of the box, and that one was, of course, it was faster. So it was do 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 do. Listen, I got a little extra on me, and it ain't too much extra, but it's a little extra. I was tired by the time I got done doing all of that. So she checked my heart rate after I got done doing that. And then the next thing was for me to, there were like 3 boxes, I believe. I can't remember how many. I want to say it was 3. And what you do is, I can't remember how much the heaviest box weighed, but it might have been 25 to 30 pounds. It might have been more than that. It might have been more. I really don't remember the correct weight. And I really want to say that it was heavier than that. It could have been 45 or 50 pounds. I just don't remember. So what you did was you picked up the box and you put it onto a table, and then you sit the box down. You pick the box back up off of the table. You then step onto another box, and you put the 50 pound or 30 pound or 45 pound box onto the first shelf. You step down. You take no, you don't step down. I think you do step down. You step down, and then you step back up, and you grab the box. You pick it up, and you place it back onto the table, and you sit it down. So once you sit it down, you take it again. You pick the box back up, step back onto the next box, and then you put it onto the next shelf. You take it, you step down off the box, you take it off of that shelf, and then you set it back on the table. Once you sit it back on the table, you pick it up again. You step up on the box that you need to step on, and you put it on the highest shelf. Once you put it on the highest shelf, you sit it down. I think you step down, you step back up, you pick the box back up, step back down, and you put it back on the table. I don't know if you had to do that for all of the boxes that were there, but I think that was the heaviest box. But you did that, and after you did that, she checked your heart rate again. So once she did that, I guess I really can't remember if I did other things during the physical, because like it was a couple years ago. But yeah, that's what it was. So after I did that, so apparently I passed the background, the drug screen, and the physical. Stop, girl.
Okay.
And the physical. So I passed all of that, and after I passed that, your girl got the job. Because, I mean, who wouldn't hire me?
Guys,
who wouldn't hire me?
Guys, give a huge thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and give a comment down below and hit that notification bell.
That's right.
And make sure it's ringing.
Okay, that's right.
And if we even come up with our new merch.
Okay, all right. Listen, she trying to speak stuff into existence, but I mean, hey, it just might happen. Okay, so your girl got the job, and I mean, like I said, who wouldn't hire me?
Who would hire?
Because I'm just like the best worker ever. Okay, so I get the job or whatever, and I remember going to orientation. I went to orientation. That is like the easiest days that you'll have there, because you just sit and we really went over a lot of things regarding safety, and that was like the number one thing there is safety and being accident free. And I don't know if they were offering a reward or maybe a pizza party or something for being accident free for X amount of days, but that was just something to, you know, get you to be accident free. And they also talk to you about lifting and, you know, not bending your back, but, you know, getting down with your legs and picking it up and then standing back up with, you know, what you were picking up. So we did that, and I want to say we did the make sure, like, we got IDs, and then they also made sure that we had like our, that was when you did like your direct deposit and stuff like that. And Target, from when I worked there, they paid weekly. So yeah, that was, all that stuff was able to be done then. And also on one of like your last days in orientation, HR gets all of your stuff together, and then that's when you find out, hold up baby, that's when you find out when and what shift you'll be on. So when I got mine, well, I'll take that back, not when, but you find out what department you're working in, and you find out what shift. So I found out that I was working in shipping, or outbound as some people may call it. And they had me on the 6P to 6A. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take it anyway because I wanted the job. And they paid well. At that time when I worked there, I think I made $15 and something and some change, or maybe it was $16 and some change. I really can't remember because, like I said, it was a couple of years ago. So I worked there, and it might have been, oh gosh, it might have been 3 years ago. Well, like I keep saying a couple because it seems like it wasn't that long ago, but it was. So yeah, so I found out I was working at Outbound, and I was working 6A to 6P. I mean 6P to 6A every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So after I got that, I was told, like, from hearsay, I was thinking like, okay, well, you know, hey, I'm gonna work it. So I got that information, and from everything that I heard from everybody, they were like, that is the hardest department to work in there. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna still try it out, see what's going on, you know. Get out, baby.
Oh, sorry.
So I showed up from work the first day, which was, of course, a Saturday. So as I went in, I stopped at the desk and let the person know that, you know, hey, I was new. Where do I go?
And what did she do?
Really, girl. I asked them where did I go, and they told me that I would go to, of course, my department. So they was like, well, you know, I'm gonna wait for somebody to come in, and we let them walk you back there, and they can help you clock in and, you know, show you where to put your stuff down. I was like, okay, cool. So here I am thinking, all right, well, I'm finna, you know, meet me a good homegirl. I'm gonna let her show me the ropes, and I'm gonna just work this job and stack this paper, get this money, okay? So,
Get this money, honey.
yes, I was gonna get that money. So, I'm waiting for somebody from my department to come in. Finally, somebody came in. And the guy sitting at the desk, he stopped the guy. He was like, hey, she's new. Show her how to clock in. And, you know, show her, you know, where to go because she's in your department. So I was like, okay, cool. So as I'm walking back there, I'm, you know, seeing the warehouse again, because I had seen it before, but it was like it was different now that I was an employee there. Like, I belong here. So anyway, so I get back there, and the department manager comes out, and before the shift, he was like, okay, well, we're gonna do some warm-ups. I was like, okay, cool. But I noticed like one thing. I'm looking around, getting ready to do the warm-ups, and I'm just looking like, where the women at? It was like 25 to 30 men, and I was the only woman back there. And I was like, why would y'all put me back here? So I'm looking like, oh Lord, I know there's got to be some mess, because it ain't nothing but me in back here. Like, so I'm automatically feeling like a fish out of water, because
like my fish go.
Like, put me somewhere with like men and women so that I can, you know, stop, Miley. Hey, stop. So I'm like, I'm already feeling crushed right then, right there, because I just didn't know. Okay, so we have a trainer, because there were me and a few other new people. And so, you know, he was training us, showing us what to do. So because I was in outbound, I was learning what outbound was. And that means that you get like 4 lines, and lines are really, what I'm trying to think of how I should explain it. Lines are, they get the conveyor belt going, and all the outgoing freight is coming down. So they have the A store, the C store, the B stores, which is, your A store is the most important. So that's the store that's really booming, opposed to a C store. A C store is a store that's, you know, kind of slow, might be in a small town or something. But a C store is not as important as an A store, but it's still important. So you get these lines, and up above the trailer or whatever, it tells you whether it's an A store, B store, or C store. So your A store, you really want to kind of focus on that one, and kind of, you know, but keep your B store and your C store caught up too, because you don't want your lights to come on. Because when those lights come on, that means you backing up. So you pretty much have like, you're pretty much semi-trailers. And as you walk into the semi-trailer, there's a belt that goes all the way into the trailer. And pretty much you're grabbing the freight, which is boxes. You're grabbing boxes, and you're making a wall. And then you're pretty much stacking boxes on the trailer to be loaded. So you're pretty much loading a semi-trailer. So that's what the job was. Lord have mercy, Jesus. One of the rules there was that you could not have anything other than water to drink in the warehouse. So unless you're in a break room, you cannot drink anything but water. So as I was working, I would be sipping my water and working. I mean, you're so lonely back there. You'll be back there talking to the boxes. Like, really, like, get yourself up there, because I ain't got time to play with you. So really and truly, they give you like a little ladder as well. They give you this little ladder, and you can kind of step up and kind of stack the boxes up, and you really don't want the heavy boxes at the top. You want the heavy boxes at the bottom. It was just like, the job was very physically demanding, and I kind of realized why I saw that everybody was fit there when I first got hired. But you're doing this job literally for, I would say 12 hours, but we did get 2 30-minute paid breaks, which those were the lunch breaks. So I guess you're really working 11 hours, but you're still on the clock for 12. So you're doing this for 11 hours. And there are some lights that come on outside of the trailer. Like if you start getting behind, the lights will come on. And like first I think the light may be white, and then maybe when you start getting behind it might turn yellow. So you just want to keep your lights from coming on, because that means you're getting behind. So you're doing this for, like I say, 11 straight hours. It is very tiring. All I did that job was sweat. Like if I was still working there, I would be 100 pounds, because all I did there was physically work and sweat. And I'm not gonna lie, now that I look back on it, the job wasn't bad. It was just that it was physically demanding. I remembered on my breaks, the supervisors used to talk and say, well, hey, I'm getting reports that there are people in the break room on the breaks and y'all are not eating. How can I eat? I'm tired. Like my body was so worn down that once I would get on breaks, I didn't even want my lunch. Like my body was so like physically beat. My first weekend there, I couldn't even eat because I was just, all I was doing was working and drinking water. I couldn't do nothing else. Eating was the last thing on my mind. And the first night that I worked there, like it was just, oh my God, like when 6 o'clock that morning came, I couldn't even run out of there like I wanted to. I had to limp out of there. And on top of that, the job that I was working is located about 30 to 35, maybe 40 minutes away from me, depending on, you know, if you're driving the speed limit or not. So at that time, it would still be dark when I would get off. And then my drive home was like, I was so exhausted that I was like falling asleep driving. I probably should have slept in the parking lot. Like, I just remember like nodding off as I was sleeping. Like, I mean, as I was driving, like I was literally, listen, Jesus took the wheel many mornings that I worked there, because I don't know how I made it home, but I know like once I got into my town, there would be like this red light flashing, and my mind just would get so happy when I would see this light, because then I knew that at least I had made it into my town that I live in. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for Target. Like I said, it was not a bad job. It was just that it was very physically demanding, and I don't know, maybe I should have gave it more time to see how my body would adjust to it. But yeah, like having, you know, children at home and working from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning was like very hard on me. And I remember telling myself, like, you know, I got 2 children I got to take care of, that I got to be here for. And if I'm going to be constantly getting off from work in the morning, body just beat all the way down from working like this, like I'm not going to be able to continue this, because I'm trying to live to take care of my kids. Like at the same time, I want to make my money, but at the same time, I want to make it home in one piece to my children. I really wish that I would have kept that job and tried to get moved. There's no telling how long that would have taken. But I didn't really wait for that to happen. Yeah, I quit, because that was really all I could do. I just quit. So yeah, I hope this video helps somebody that is currently pursuing a job at Target Distribution. I'm not talking down about this job at all. It was just that the job was so physically demanding that I just could not keep up. I wasn't even working at 100%. The last I know, because I went like 3 weekends. And so I did give the job kind of a chance. At the same time I did, but I didn't. I don't know. I really wish that I could have, you know, stayed there, or I could have waited and let them have moved me somewhere that I could handle. But where I was, I couldn't handle that. And I even tried letting, my sister would tell me to call her when I would get off and talk to her on my way home. But I didn't really want to tell her, like, even though I was calling her and I was talking to her, like, I was still so tired. Like, that was not helping. Like, I would roll down the window and try to, like, let wind hit my face. That wasn't working either. Like, just nothing was working. And really what I think it was, I think I would have stayed there had I lived where that Target distribution is located. If I lived there, like, say for instance, if I lived, I don't know, 5-6 minutes away from where it's at, or like I say, even if I lived in the same town as the Target distribution, I probably would have stayed, because I could have, you know, I could have made it work, you know, with being so tired. But like I said, getting off at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark outside. Where I live, when it gets cold, you are very much likely to probably hit a deer or something, especially riding at night, even in the daytime. But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, this is not a video bashing Target distribution. This is just to help somebody out and give somebody tips what they have going on. From what I know, they did have other departments that had women. Like, there were plenty of women that worked there. There were just no women in the department that I worked in other than myself. And I was, you know, I was also confused too, because like one of the department managers came back there and I was like, I don't even know why they put you back here. And yeah, so, you know, if you have a an experience at Target or Target distribution, comment down below and let your girl know, like, how your experience was, or what your experience is currently like, because I would like to know. Honestly, like I said, if push came to shove, I would go back, but I do work a job now that I plan on retiring in. So hey, it is what it is. But you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, because I know I done talked y'all ears off. And yeah, you guys, be kind to others, and most definitely be kind to yourself. And always just be nice. You never know what people are going through. So yeah, just always be kind. Peace.